So here is SOS. This finishes at 59 cents today. That is up 39.74%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is ATER Aterian. This finishes at $5.63 today. That is up 9.75%.
Winning.
So we've been covering this stock a lot for the past month. It's been short squeezing. Momentum cooled off and we haven't talked about it in like a week. But today, major price action. And this did make top 10 on StockTwits today. So once again, we're going to analyze it. So no company specific news to justify this price action today. Just seems like it's mostly retail driven. The apes are still in here, still trying to squeeze the stock. All right, let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, this looks like a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being the low of 210. And it looks like this topped out at 680 and pulled back to form the handle. And it looks like the handle is almost complete. And in the longer term, this is part of an even bigger cup and handle where the top is $49. So multiple cup and handles here, but in the short and long terms, those cup and handles do look bullish. So this should come back up to 680 to complete the handle. From there, it should rip to the upside. We do have a gap down at 850, so that's a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to 850. Eventually to fill this gap. May take a while, but eventually it should. And down here on the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD line looks like it's moving to the upside and will soon cross the signal line. So that is a bullish indicator that is suggesting that it may be time to buy soon. And then we do have a gap up at 390. Very small gap, but it is there. So that is a bearish indicator that is telling us that the stock may come back down to 390 eventually to fill this gap. And in the aftermarket here, this is pulling back down to 555. So that's a bearish indicator for tomorrow. That is suggesting that tomorrow the stock will sell off. So right now this is sitting on the support of 565, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 610, 640, 680, 715, 745, 770, $8, 835, 865, 910, 955, 995, and then 1045. There is resistance above 1045, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 540, 510, 485, 460, 435, 410, 390, 355, 325, 305, 275, 255, 230, 210, and then the low of 140. So right now at this current price, 563, the channels to the upside are pretty wide. So if this continues to run to the upside, expect a significant increase in price action. And to the downside, the channels are pretty decently sized. So if this runs to the downside, expect a normal amount of price action. RSI is currently at 62, so a little bit above average there. Nothing to be too worried about just yet, but according to the RSI, the current price of 563 should be a little bit lower. And this did 31 million in volume today, way above the average of 9 million. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So honestly, this looks pretty bullish to me, short and long term. Long term, we got strong bullish indicators in the cup and handle and gap up. Short term, looks like the cup and handle is going to complete here. If this breaks 680, there's a good chance this rips to the upside. Very wide channels to the upside as well. So it looks like if the positive momentum keeps up, there's going to be a lot of upside potential. My only concern is the gap up at 390, which never failed. But other than that, the chart does look really bullish. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, 563 isn't exactly the greatest entry. Really should have loaded up at 4, but it's a pretty decent entry. That being said, again, a lot of bullish indicators here. So I would say going long here would be a medium risk, high reward play. Definitely worth a shot. Very wide channels to the upside, so if this runs to the upside, there's going to be a lot of price action, and it looks like if this breaks 680 to complete the handle, there's a strong chance this moves to the upside. Not sure how high it's going to go, but looks like a lot of upside potential. I can't support going long at this current price, 563 and lower, and if it pulls back below 563, then you can just average down at these supports that I mentioned before. And that's if you want to quick scalp this. If you're in this for the long term, then I think the better play would be to hold off and try to get this back at 390. Good chance it comes back down there eventually, maybe not. But if you're in this for the long term, I don't think 563 is the greatest entry, and you could probably get a lot better. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that. I would not recommend that. Again, a lot of bullish indicators short term. Going short here would be pretty risky. Good chance you get burned if you do that. It may work out, but definitely more risk than reward here going short. So I would say going short here would be a high risk, medium reward play. just not really worth it in my opinion. Again, if this keeps running to the upside, which it very well could, there's a lot of positive momentum, the price action will pick up and this can absolutely moon. So I think if you want to short this, I would hold off for now. And if it does moon, you want to try to catch this at the top. Wherever that may be, I don't think 563 is a good entry to go short on. So I wouldn't do that and I would not recommend that. Alright guys, so pretty straightforward here. The stock is still low-key squeezing. Apes still like the stock. Looks really bullish, long and short term. So I would support going long at the current price. If you want to quick scalp it, very real possibility it moves to the upside. If you're in it for the long term, I would hold off, try to get this back at a better price. I think 390 would be a good entry. And if you want to go short, I don't think that's a good idea right now. Good chance it squeezes and you get burned. So if you want to go short, I would hold off. And if it does squeeze, then come in and short this down. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is ATER Aterian. So here is SOS. This finishes at 59 cents today. That is up 39.74%. So I haven't talked about this stock in a while, probably in like a year, but today got some major price action, made top 10 on StockTwits, so we're going to analyze it. So there's a reason why this stock went up so much today. We did have some news, so let's check that out. So first of all, it says there was a $1 billion mixed securities shelf offering, which honestly sounds pretty bearish. Anytime there's an offering, that's not a good thing. It means dilution for the stock, but it seems like the market doesn't care too much, so that's good. And then they reported 2021 sales. So sales were $358 million versus $50.32 million in 2020. So big increase in revenue there, and profit was $21 million versus $13 million in 2020. So big increase in revenue, big increase in profit. And it says 2021 EPS was 1.8 cents versus 0.009 cents in 2020. So big increase in EPS. 100% increase in EPS. So yeah, besides the shelf offering news, they reported their 2021 financials, and the financials were significantly better than the 2020 financials. So really bullish news. Apes liked it, jumped in here, and pushed the stock up over 40% today. Very nice. Let's go ahead and analyze now. So first of all, this looks like a cup and handle in the making. Bottom of the cup being 3.85 cents, the low. And there can be multiple possible tops. It can be 85 cents, 98 cents, 112, 121, 140, 161. And longer term, this is part of an even bigger cup and handle. And this can't go back up to 1590, the all-time high. Although I do think the most realistic tops in the short term would be 85 cents or 98 cents. But those are all bullish indicators that is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. We do have a double gap down. First gap down at 204. So that's a bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back up to 204 eventually to fill this gap. May take a while, but eventually it should. And then we do have a gap down at 72 cents. So another bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back up to 72 cents eventually to fill this gap. And that should fill in the short term. Here in the aftermarket, this is pumping up to 62 cents. So if this holds, that would be a bullish indicator for tomorrow. That is suggesting that tomorrow the stock will run to the upside as well. And down here on the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD line has crossed the signal line, so that is suggesting that it may be a good time to buy. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 61.6 cents and 57.7 cents. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance will be 61.6, 68.2, 74.8, 79.2, 84.7, 91.3, 97.9, 103, 112, 117, and then 121. There is resistance above 121, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 56.7, 50.6, 45.1, 41.8, and 38.5, the all-time low. So right now at this current price, 59 cents, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a normal amount of price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 140 to the upside, the channels start to open up and get pretty wide, so expect a significant increase in price action if/when this breaks 140. RSI is currently at 59, so a little above average there. Nothing to be too concerned about, but according to the RSI, the current price of 59 cents should be a little bit lower, and this did 156 million in volume today. Biggest volume day of the year, way above the average of 23 million. So this pump/squeeze today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So short and long terms, this looks pretty bullish. Long term, we got bullish indicators in the big cup and handle and gap downs. Short term, got bullish indicators in the cup and handle, gap down, aftermarket action, and MACD. No bearish indicators, and the only neutral indicator is the RSI. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, 59 cents isn't exactly the greatest entry, but pretty decent entry. You missed a lot of upside today, but in the grand scheme of things, 59 is still a pretty low entry, and there's a lot of upside potential in the short and long terms. So maybe it'll pull back a little bit and you can get a better price, but you really can't go too wrong buying it here at 59 cents. So I can't support going long at 59 cents and lower, and if it pulls back below 59 cents, then you can just average down at these supports that I mentioned before. But yeah, I would say going long here would be a medium risk, high reward play. I say medium risk because this may pull back after such a big run today, but in the longer term, there's a lot of upside potential. Again, this should come back up to 204 to fill this gap. And from this current price of 59 cents, that would be about a 250% upside. And it may go even higher than that. So, a lot of upside potential. Definitely worth it going long here. Decent downside potential, but again, in the grand scheme of things in the long term, really shouldn't matter too much. Now, if you want to go short now, financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. It's not necessarily a bad play, but again, there's a lot of bullish indicators in the short and long terms, and really no bearish indicators. So this may pull back a little bit, just because it ran up so high today, but just not really worth it in my opinion. I would say going short here would be a high risk, medium reward play. Just doesn't really make too much sense going short here. There are definitely better short plays out there in the market. Not too much downside potential, and a lot of upside potential. So a good chance you get squeezed out. So I don't think going short here is a good idea. Alright, so pretty straightforward here, guys. Great news, great financials. Looks very bullish in the short and long terms. So if you want to go long, 59 cents, not exactly the greatest entry, but really can't go too wrong here. A lot of upside potential in the long term. And if you want to go short, I don't think that's a great idea. Definitely way better short plays out there in the market, and good chance you get burned if you do that. So congratulations to everyone who made money in the stock today, and good luck to everyone currently in the stock, and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SOS. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.